Oh no. Hey! Hey! Come on! Diddy!
Waking up a little bit.
Hey! What's going on? What's going on? It's that time. It's that time once again. The Pickem Podcast, Super Bowl edition is Pickem. We are back for a couple of nights only. What is going on? What is going on? That's right. I got my brothers with me. Kareem Fiat Williams and Coop. Kareem, a.k.a. Cousins. Coop. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Pick'em. That's right, guys. We're back. It's been a long time. We kind of cut the podcast short during the season. We had some obligations and things like that. But we talked and decided to come back for special edition, Super Bowl edition, 1 week before the Super Bowl. A lot going on, a lot to talk about. Pro Bowl today in Orlando. Shout out to Chad. He was supposed to join us, but he's at the annual Waffleman's Chamber of Commerce meeting. Association. What's going on?
He's definitely there. All you can eat.
Yeah. Chad, you
want
to blow a spot up? Chad, you came to me. You suggested this, and I sent you invites. And well, if you get this, man, you come through. We'll chop it up. But the show must go on. How's everybody doing? How have you guys been, man? Has this? I'll start out with asking: has the season panned out like you expected? Let's start with that.
Not at all. I mean, it never does.
Yeah.
The season does what it does. With injuries and teams, fluctuating in the style of play. The NFL is a league where if you're doing one thing at the beginning of the year as a team, the rest of the league is going to catch up to you. And a prime example of that was Lamar Jackson, but we'll get into that later on. But, yeah, the season was crazy.
Cool.
No, it's not, because everybody thought the Patriots were gone. Everybody thought it.
Hey.
And they sitting at home for the first time, I don't know how long.
Hey.
They lost their first playoff game. I cannot believe it. And that goes with Tom Brady. Maybe that's what we should talk about.
Hey.
Tom Brady, where is he going?
Hey,
I don't see him going nowhere.
I don't see him. It's got to be the perfect scenario, and if a team picks him up, they have to understand that they got to make sure they get an offensive line. That comes with the territory. Tom Brady will not be able to be Tom Brady running around and being hurried. So, yeah, what team out there that's in desperate need of a quarterback that has a good offensive line to actually block for him and let him do his job? Is there a team out there?
I don't see a team right now out that has the line. They would have to actually get the line, and then what? I mean, you're rolling the dice on one season. The man is 78.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know where he could go right now and get to a Super Bowl. He's trying to prove he can get to a Super Bowl without Belichick in the system.
Right.
I don't know where he could go in the league right now and win where there's a quarterback need. So just have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Who cares, dude? I'm riding. Both of them need each other. I don't think Belichick could have yeah, maybe so. I mean, he had Matt Castle that year. He won at Garoppolo. I didn't see it at the time, but I understand now why he wanted them. But man, they both it was two people that came together at the right place, the right time, and created magic. 6 Super Bowls later, man. I mean, hey, man, I don't think Brady has anything to prove, man. I mean, I hope he doesn't think that I could do this without Belichick, because the chances of going back to a Super Bowl without that system, man, I wouldn't risk it, man. I mean, will it stay in his legacy if he goes, say, to like the Jets or the Dolphins? I mean, and then goes like, wins only 3 games, would that tarnish his legacy, or would it help it if he did win? I mean, I don't understand the motivation behind it all. So
nothing can tarnish the legacy. I think he's just out to prove that he can win without the system. But I think that Brady would take the system with. By this time, if you don't know the system as a quarterback,
good point.
Screen pass, short pass, and run after catch.
Great point.
If you don't know the system and can't implement the system somewhere else without Belichick, then you're not the greatest of all time anyway. I mean, clearly you got to throw a lot of screen passes and have a couple of tight ends in that system to be successful. I mean, it's not rocket science. So go get yourself another Edelman. Go get yourself another small Kareem Hunt or Kareem Cooper or somebody out there that can scatter around and run fast and cross the field and catch small passes and get 40 yards and
just make fucking plays.
Catch and make it happen. But I don't know where he's going to go. He still needs a line. He can't move. He's not mobile. He's the Statue of Liberty back there. So I don't know.
I agree. And, speaking of, taking the system with him, once again, one of his understudies, Mike Vrabel, Tennessee Titans, they came out of nowhere. I didn't have his team in my radar all year. The quarterback change, Ryan Tannehill, career revamp for a short spell. Don't know what they're going to do next year. But the Titans, man, how about those Titans, man? That's all I want to say.
Well, every year you got that Cinderella team, and the Titans fit that description this year.
Great.
They got the big bell cow 7-foot running back from Alabama.
Yeah.
Was unstoppable this year.
Tater eating.
Tannehill had a resurgence. I don't know if they'll keep him next year. I don't know. You think they'll work with him next year, or you think it was just 1 year?
I give him a chance, man. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Kind of like we use Eli that year he won the championship. Don't let him win the game with his arm. Let him manage the game. You got Henry there. You got some, good, decent receivers, decent tight end. I wouldn't even experiment with. I would not shake the boat. I would bring that same type of dynamic out there. Maybe make a few changes on the line just to protect the man a little bit. And I would run with the same lineup. Vic.
I think the Titans are coming of age. They have a head coach in Vrabel who brings a lot of the intangibles. I
like Vrabel, man. I really like
from
Vrabel.
New England. He's a player's coach. He's passionate about football, and he knows his X and O's. I believe that they're going to need another receiver to be competitive.
Yeah.
They can't just rely on Paul Bunyan back there running the ball all the time. You got to be able to have a fee-fi-fo-fum wide receiver that can go up and catch at any time.
Right.
Well, they got one.
Well, they have one. They're going to need more than one.
Yes.
They need more than one.
They need a tight end, somebody that can be a possession type tight end. And they're going to be around next season. People are going to load the box against Henry next year. They're not going to let him be All-American Amistad. So you're going to have to be able to pass the ball next year. Everybody's going to be ready for Henry.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'd say a perfect fit. Somebody out there that if he had his mind correct and his mind right would be a guy like Antonio Brown, but we were talking behind the scenes. What the hell is going on with Antonio Brown? Real quick, let's touch that real quick.
No, I'm just saying, no, Antonio. Great receiver, man. Probably the best, to me, in my opinion, Antonio Brown, when healthy, is the best receiver in the league, to me. He can do everything. He has no weaknesses as far as being a receiver. But he's mentally sick. He's messed up. I don't know if the money got to him. I don't know. Some people can't handle fame. Look, T.O. was quiet until he became T.O.
Right.
Became T.O., then all the antics started. But Antonio Brown is much worse because he got off-the-field problems. T.O. didn't really have off-the-field problems.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's mental health. They say he took that hard hit that one game and it messed him up. Yeah. I don't know if he was always this way. He's just waiting. I don't know. He's just crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
Mental illness, maybe, I don't know.
It's unfortunate. He's got all the ability on the field. Off the field, too many issues. I don't think anybody's going to roll the dice with him going forward. He has to get his life together and take it from there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, health before football. We're sitting here playing armchair quarterback. We'll love to definitely see him on the team, man. But he's just a disruption anywhere he goes. And he's been in the league since 2010. I haven't really heard anything from him until the last couple of years. So. It was a trigger. Yeah. I mean, he's been, man.
It's been the last couple of years. He wasn't like that the first couple of years. I don't know what happened.
Absolutely.
He was humble, went out there, played his game, then all of a sudden, he just turned into AD. Right. It's like their persona takes over certain players, and they just want to act out. I don't know why. Just like T.O., like I say. But I can't compare him to T.O. because T.O. was more team stuff. Right. He's team stuff, and he's off the field problems.
Hey,
and stupid stuff.
Right. What do you guys think about what McNabb just said about you think T.O. was the reason the team broke up like that? Do you think he was the downfall of that Eagles team that was, they actually were going to NFC championships left and right, like I changed underwear?
I don't know who the exact downfall of the Eagles were. They certainly had another Super Bowl run in them after the T.O. Played his ass off in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I really don't know what happened.
Don't forget
we'll
that.
Never know what happened. I think the Eagles, of course, at the top class of McNabb and T.O. T.O. anywhere he goes is very top heavy and needs a lot. He's a prima donna. He needs a lot of attention, a lot of touches. He wants to be the center of the offense. And McNabb is a quarterback who had the team. That was his team, before T.O. got there. So that could have been a problem. I think at the time, the head coach, of course, who's in the Super Bowl in another week. I'm not going to say any names because I really don't give him the respect he deserves across the board. Jesus. We're going to see next week if he could beat the Niners.
Andy Reid, you don't respect Andy?
No. So we're going to see.
Get out of here.
We're going to see what he could do next week. But those three guys, those three together, I think it was a mixture and an issue. They really didn't talk about it much, though. I don't think it was just one player. I think it had to do with a lot of different elements.
Yeah, I think it was more than one element.
I mean, I like to see Andy finally get run. He was in my division for a long time. He was always just getting there. He had that one run when T.O. was with him. I like to see Andy get one. But let's talk about and I picked the Ravens last year. I thought the Ravens was going to be unstoppable. I think Lamar Jackson got a taste of a playoff loss, and I think he would have been driven, man. But let's just break down the game they lost, man. It came to a point where Lamar Jackson had to actually win this game. If they were going to win this game, it was going to have to be with his arm. And when he went to use his arm, he underthrew, overthrew, missed a lot, throwing interceptions. I mean, man, is there, what do you guys' take on that game and them, the way that Tennessee came out and just shut down all avenues, man? Wow. What a disappointment, what a letdown. I thought for sure the Ravens would be talking about the Ravens.
Well, this is what we talked about before. We said, when you come out the gate with a formula on an offense, and you're doing it all season, by the end of the season, the NFL is going to catch up to you. You can run around and dip and dodge and do all those things you can do. But at the end of the day, if you can't complete passes in this league as a quarterback, you're not going to win many games. And they took the ball out of the running games, out of the running game. They made Lamar become the focal point and make him have to beat you. And if you're going to make a second-year quarterback have to beat you in a big playoff game like that, with the way the Titans have been playing on defense, it's just not going to mesh up for them to be successful. I think a lot of nerves were involved in this game. I think when he fell behind early, he got frustrated, and you finally saw him get frustrated. He hadn't been in that position many times all season. When he wasn't able to play his type of game. He was hurrying a lot of passes. He was forcing the issue. He's not the Mahomes type because he doesn't have the arm that Mahomes has and the vision that Mahomes has.
Right.
So he has to play with a lead to be successful and be able to do the things he wants to do. Once the Titans got the lead, they can now blitz. They can do other things on defense that they weren't able to do at the beginning. And they're playing with house money. And they took
Great time of possession team. Great time of possession team. They hold on to that ball. Perfect formula, man. Let's see what happens next year. Maybe, and shout out to Harbaugh for kind of, for making his system, cater his system to Lamar. You don't see a lot of those coaches that's been in the league for a while. Like say a Mike Shanahan with the, Robert Griffith type thing, just to, to cater to the quarterback strength. So shout out to Harbaugh for that.
Can we shout out who the top receiver of the Ravens is? Who's their go-to guy? Because they didn't have
that's a good question.
Anybody on offense that could separate.
I was going to go there.
Nobody.
I was going to go there.
No.
The only receiver they had, they do got somebody, but he's it. All they do is throw to the tight ends, and they just jump up and put their body on people and catch it. That's really all he do.
Yeah.
Every now and then he hit Hollywood Brown.
They don't have.
Hollywood Brown is the speedster.
Right. They don't have a guy you have to plan for.
He's the only one.
You know, they don't have a guy.
Yeah, because all you got to do with Hollywood Brown is watch the deep ball. He's fast. Watch the deep ball. Once you shut that down, he's not for the possession receiver. All he does is throw to the tight end.
Yeah.
If you watch the Ravens, he runs and he throws to the tight end. And they use their big bodies and shield people like basketball and jump up and catch it. That's what he does all game.
Right. And that protects Lamar from having to be accurate because he's throwing the big targets.
Right.
But you don't have anybody on that offense you have to plan for in the locker room other than Lamar. That offense. So that was a big issue, and that's why they were able to shut him down.
Good analogy.
Yeah. But I don't think he lost the game though. I mean, the defense didn't show up. He did have some turnovers. Now that hurt, but he didn't really have a terrible game. He still had great stats. The stats wasn't bad, except for the turnovers, and that's really what matters.
Yeah, whenever you fall behind in the game, whenever you fall behind point wise, you're always going to have to play catch up. So no matter how good your stats are, if you're not able to pull the victory out,
so a lot of it's garbage time.
Yeah,
you're right. A lot of it's garbage time.
Good point.
Garbage time stats.
No.
Yeah, and
they couldn't run the ball, like you said, so that hurt them. That's a big part of the offense, being able to run. They shut that down, and they put that big 7-foot fucking running back out there, and they couldn't stop him.
Nope.
Once they got the lead, you just run the ball.
That's it.
Hey, did you guys kind of feel like the Texans didn't belong where they were at?
The Texans belong where they were at. I mean, they made the playoffs. I mean, they really don't have a whole lot of weapons either. I mean, they just got, the quarterback, and they got the one receiver out there who, if he shows up, can do a lot of damage. But they're like a 1 or 2 trick pony too. Those teams in the AFC South really need to bulk up on offense.
Yeah.
Along with the Colts, who didn't make the playoffs this year. Of course, they had a lot of quarterback issues. But those teams in the South need to bulk up on offense and stop relying on the run and the athletic quarterback to get them to the playoffs. They're going to have to get some more weapons.
Got to spend that bread. Spend that bread.
And also what's hurting the Texans is they receive. Now they do have another weapon, but he stay hurt. When he's in there, he plays well. The receiver on the other side from Notre Dame, I can't remember. He's a speedster. He makes a lot of big plays, but he stays hurt. So I mean, you got to be on the field. So
yeah, you talking about Will?
Problem.
Talking about Fuller or Stills?
Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller. Yeah. Fuller's explosive, but he can't stay healthy.
He played in the playoffs, and
he didn't do nothing.
No,
he didn't do much in the playoffs.
I think he had like 5 receptions that game. Okay, let me ask you guys a quick question. Long term down, are you going with Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson? Long haul.
Over a career, I'm going to go with Watson. He's the better quarterback.
Yes.
He's proven it. Lamar is more athletic, like on the Michael Vick side of things. He's going to have to work on his mechanics as far as quarterbacking and throwing the ball and his accuracy. And you got to keep your head up down the field when you're running with the ball. That's what Mahomes does. He keeps his eyes on all.
That's what he does.
Yes, he does.
All of his receivers and goes through his progressions. That's what you're supposed to do. Not just tuck your head down and run. Like you have to work on his mechanics all season in order to get better at quarterback. Because everybody, the game is up. The jig is up. We know you can run the ball. Yep. We're gonna spy you. We're gonna go man to man and dare you to beat us with your arm.
Yep, and that did not happen. Yeah. I don't know what Andy Reid has with these quarterbacks, but Andy Reid historically has been a great quarterback coach, man. You know, we're talking about Ty Detmers of the world, even Foles with his first stint, and I mean, Andy Reid's a great quarterback guy, and
he's a great offensive mind in general. I just want to see what he can do, as far as getting another ring. I mean, this is 15 years since he's been in the Super Bowl as a head coach.
Yeah.
He's always been a good assistant. He's a great quarterback coach and an offensive mind in the league, and he's always innovating. He's old. He's an old head. He's like from the old class, but he still stays ahead of the curve.
Right.
What helps him as well is he's been lucky enough to have McNabbs.
Yes.
Been lucky enough to have T.O.s. Be lucky enough to have Darren Sproles and Mahomes and all these Hunts and these other guys. He's had a plethora of weapons. He's had Sellecks. He's had Kelsey's. He's had all kind of damn Tom Sellecks and relics and all types of
Tom Selleck. Hey.
Yeah, so he has had weapons over his coaching career. He should really have more than one Super Bowl to his name, but it's very
but you don't think he's a reason why they're that good? I think they're that good because of him.
I think that it goes hand in hand.
They got talent.
You have to have a skill set.
Well, I think they
play the position that you play, and when you have a coach that can bring out the best in you, then it goes hand in hand.
Very good point. You're right.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Right. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's definitely both the coaching and the skill set. So he's a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to him. Can he win next week?
Because
we're about to talk about that.
Because if Michael Vick had started off with him, Michael Vick had his best passing season when he was an Eagle. Had he started off with him, it would be totally different. If he wasn't cocky. Now, he was cocky.
It's unfortunate.
He had to be
timing,
but it didn't happen that way.
Timing is everything.
Timing is messed up.
Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Well, so shout out, shout out to Eli Manning. After 16 seasons with the New York Giants, he's retired. 16 good seasons, 2 Super Bowls rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. The question 5 years from now is going to be, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Me being a Giant fan, I'm not going to be biased. I think he doesn't get in. I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think one day he will get in. I think his situation is kind of unique. He's 500 as a QB as far as win losses, but he has 2 Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl MVPs will get him in, but I just don't think. Think maybe the third time. You guys' opinion on that?
I think the first time.
I don't think he's a Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. I mean, I like the Super Bowls. That's great. But when you look at his career, he ain't been no great quarterback, man. He just had them 2 good years, got to the Super Bowl, made it. Years he's led the league in interceptions.
The Super Bowl,
man. Eli Manning ain't been that great.
Come on, man.
He's had those 2 good runs, though.
Now, you have to work for them both.
Them 2 good runs. I'm just being honest.
Why? We're going to talk about this.
He ain't been great.
He's not a great quarterback.
Y'all know he ain't been great.
He's a game manager. He's thrown a lot of interceptions.
Yes.
And the 2 years that he did win the Super Bowl, he went into the playoffs with a losing record. So he didn't get there because he got his team the best position possible. His defense is what carried him there, and he just managed the game and was able to do just enough to get them to the win. I mean, come on. One of the catches that were made in the Super Bowl was a helmet catch. Nobody would have thought anybody made a helmet catch.
Exactly.
Keep it real.
The game was over if he didn't make that catch.
The only way Eli's going in first ballot is going to be off of his name. Because Archie Manning, and he's tied to his big brother, so we know that those Mannings right there alone could get him in there, and the 2 Super Bowl wins. But he is not a great quarterback.
Oh man,
no, not by far.
You think he's a great quarterback, and you really have there's a bigger problem going
on. Phil Simms was much better. Phil Simms. Oh, Jeff Hostetler was better, in my opinion.
A better quarterback.
Phil Simms was definitely better.
Hey, I respect you guys' opinion. I respect your opinion. Durable, 16 years. Didn't miss a game, and until he was benched.
Yeah, you give him that. He get that.
He always showed up. He played his best. Threw a lot of picks. Also took a lot of chances. I look at Eli going, like you said, that year, the 07. We went on the road, and actually he made it happen. Good game manager. Is he a Peyton Manning? No. I do think he gets in based on the Super Bowls, man. If he didn't have the Super Bowls out, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I say good job, attaboy. He probably would have been benched if he didn't win those 2 Super Bowls. Eli was up and down, but one thing with Eli, he had a lot of fourth quarter type of, a lot of fourth quarter comebacks. We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about, my team didn't make the playoffs. As you know, the Bills, they had a great season, kind of disappointing, kind of a bittersweet. They lost. And the Vikings, Coop, I'll let you. You're a Vikings fan. I don't have Chad in here now. We'll start with your team. You guys, beat the Saints again. You guys were on your way. Then you played Green Bay. You tell us, give us an overall thing on the season for you guys, man.
When we can't run the ball, there he is.
Oh well, there he is.
There he is.
In the background.
Waffle House.
There you go.
Oh, the Waffle House.
Popping right in with a gator smile.
What's up, Chad?
I had to come down and pick up my buddy down in Tampa. Sorry, guys.
No problem. Hey, we're talking about your Jets in time. We're talking about your teams, the Bills. We're just saying how you guys had a great season. You guys had it was real disappointing.
You move that damn black tree out of the way. You hillbilly damn. What the
hey,
hell?
I'd like to get your take on your team. Overall how your team did this year. Where you guys going to be at next year. Just give us an overall gist.
Hold on. Shit.
This is unreal. Kareem, so Coop.
Come on,
Put the audio through the car.
Let's talk about it, Coop.
Go ahead, Coop.
Well, we gonna go to the Bills and Vikings. Which one we going to?
Let's go Vikings.
What the hell?
Okay, now we all go to the Vikings.
Yes, let's go.
Bottom line is if we can't run the ball, Kirk Cousins is not about to win the game. He can beat mediocre teams. He looks great. He looks like one of the elites when we play teams we're supposed to beat. But when we play top-notch teams, if we cannot run the ball, I mean, we have no chance.
You know what? I told you
he's a statue.
I told you.
Let me finish, guy. Let me finish, guy. I got a whole segment.
I told you that was going to happen, and that's what happened. They made Cousins have to beat him. They're going to take your run away. You kept talking about Cook.
Well, we know that.
Cook. Okay, well, that was common sense. And once again, you guys lost.
Yeah. Who the? So basically, now Kirk Cousins led the NFL in play action passing.
Oh man!
When he does things like that, he's great. He's great. But if he sits in the pocket and if you hit him one time, it's over.
Done.
It's like once he feels people breathing on him, it's like his whole focus is off.
He's done.
So that's the thing. He's gonna put up good stats because he can play when everything's perfect. He's on point.
Everything's not.
He'll throw for 1,000 yards. He'll put up 30 touchdown passes.
Everything's not perfect in the NFL.
He won't throw a lot of interceptions.
You gotta be able
he does that.
You gotta be able to.
To me, he's a lot like Blake Bortles, to be honest.
What'd you say there?
No, he's better than Blake Bortles. Come on, man. Come on. Troy said Blake Bortles. He's better than Blake Bortles, man. Come on, now. Blake Bortles can't even. He's better than Blake now.
Yeah, he's better than Blake Bortles.
Nah, he's better than Blake.
I'm just saying, he's the same way.
He's Kurt
If you
Bortles.
watch a lot of his games,
Kurt Bortles.
Blake Bortles, when everyone is participating and putting in what their piece, they're 1 of 11. He plays great, but if not everyone's playing, he's toast.
Toast.
No, the running game got to be working. If the running game's working, and it's an all right team, he looks great. He'll throw 4 touchdown passes. He look great.
Well,
but if we playing a real good team and they can take away the run,
then he's not an elite quarterback. He can't compete in an elite.
Yeah, I don't think it's elite.
That's the whole point I was making.
I don't think it's elite.
He's not an elite. He got the 82
he doesn't deserve that money.
He got $82 million. He should never got the money he got. He's not an elite quarterback.
Well, we all know that.
He's never going to hoist the trophy in that city the way he plays against elite competition. He's not.
Good point.
Well, it can happen if our defense becomes.
It's not going to.
I mean, it can happen. It's not going to happen based on him. But if everything works around him, it's just like Trent Dilford. Trent Dilford was another.
Got to draft a quarterback this year.
Yeah, get a quarterback, man.
Get somebody.
Everything has to be perfect.
Who can play under pressure? Who can play under duress? Who can play if he gets rattled? You need somebody with a better mind state than him. He's not going to get you there.
All right.
No, he's fragile. Once you start hitting him, he's fragile. But we need an offensive line.
I respect your opinion.
The only way would be good, too, is if he has the top-notch offensive line, because once you hit him, that's it. Once he get hit 2 times, you start to mess up. Now, if you have an elite line, he'll be good. But, like I said, everything got to be perfect, and we all know the NFL ain't perfect. But that's on the offensive side of things. Now, the defense took a backslide. We got great pass rushers.
Yeah.
We know that. Griffin and Hunter are 2 elite pass rushers. Mm-hmm. Got a good man in the middle. Inside linebacker Kendricks had a Pro Bowl year. Xavier Rhodes, I don't know what happened. He in 2016-17, this man was great. Now he's just a scrub out there. How did he make the Pro Bowl? I'm a Viking fan and I'm offended. Xavier Rhodes is in the Pro Bowl.
We
I don't know how that happened.
Conversation about the Vikings every year. I don't know what happened, and I'm tired of having it. I've said this before.
All right.
You guys, you guys are just like the Chargers, man.
Let's go to Phillip Rivers now. It's Phillip Rivers time.
We're the same type of team. We're the same type of team.
It's a 50 overall.
When we make the playoffs, the next year
in the Chargers now.
I'm saying the same thing about my squad. And it's tiring.
Yeah.
Like you've been watching your team do the same shit for 40 years.
Damn.
And they're not going to.
Well, we normally go further than
I don't think either one of our teams are going to win the Super Bowl in our lifetime. That's what I don't think.
Well, hey,
I don't know.
Let's jump over to.
It's easy to say that because they haven't done it.
Let's jump over to the AFC East. The Bills, they came out the gate swinging. Everyone started to really believe to the Bills, and then Chad, your take, buddy.
Well, I believe we had a great season. We kind of screwed ourselves in the playoffs against.
What are you looking around for, villain?
He's driving.
I'm driving onto the highway, old boy.
Go ahead, Chad.
Chad.
But I believe we kind of killed ourselves in that game against the Texans. We don't have a number one wide receiver.
Nope.
I believe that. I don't get me wrong. I love John Brown and Cole Beasley, but they're not number one.
Cole Beasley.
No.
Nah, I definitely don't have that. You're right.
Stole a lot of money.
Our running game, I am happy with. Devin, I think we should have used Gore a little more in the playoff game. I don't know why we didn't.
What are you there for? I think you guys will be all right next year, man. I think you guys need a couple of more pieces. Coop, this is my opinion. I think you guys need to invest in the quarterback now and salvage Cousins. Let him, man, get another quarterback.
We need to go ahead and take Teddy back.
Yeah,
we need
Teddy.
Man,
Teddy,
come on back home, baby.
Way better than Cousins, man. Shout out to Teddy Bridgewater, man. Wow, very impressed with him.
I like him.
He might be the future, man. He might be the future. Okay, so moving on, we got Super Bowl.
Oh, we can't hear.
Chad, you're going to have to go on mute, man.
Yeah, he's rolling the window up.
All right.
Can he roll it down and just jump out?
Super Bowl. I forget what number. Coming up Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs take on the San Francisco 49ers. Before we talk about it, I said last year if this 49ers nucleus could stay together, they're going to be something special. And, man, their defense, offense, this is the team. The Chiefs, once again, great last year, came on strong this year. I want to go for predictions real quick. Vic, I'll let you open it up.
Well, everything on paper says that the Chiefs can put up a lot of points. They can play from behind. They can roll up 70 touchdowns.
One second. Hey, Chad, you got too much air, man. You're going to have to mute it, man. Once you mute it till you could call.
You what, my phone?
Yeah, it's too much outside noise, man. It's like a wind tunnel.
I'm broadcasting Pickem from the fucking California Freeway 10.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much highway noise, brother.
Is OJ behind you? What's happening there?
You got OJ behind him.
I don't know. It's just awful. The hat he got on. You know what? I'm gonna say that the Chiefs look like they're poised to win the Super Bowl, but the Niners have a great defense, and that's one of the things I want to talk about is that Niner defense. That front four can put pressure on Mahomes in a way that I don't think anybody else has put pressure on him without having to blitz. I want to see how Mahomes handles that front four with Bosa.
Hey, Chad, you got to mute. You're going to have to mute, Chad. You're going to have to mute. Too loud.
Chad, you're killing us.
Chad, mute. Just mute it. Mute it.
Yeah, I just did.
Hello? Okay.
Is the window up?
Yeah, it's just how it is in the car. He got a sensitive mic, man.
This is, you know what? I'm just going to go with the Chiefs.
Do you think the Chiefs have? Oh, wait a minute, man. I'm going to have to do some eject.
It's muted.
We are on.
No, we can hear you, man. It's not going to work, man. You're in the wind tunnel, man. It's too loud. It's taking over it's consuming the whole podcast, man.
All right, shit.
Sorry, man. Yeah.
I gotta figure out a way to stop this.
Yeah, just jump out the window.
All right, I went ahead and removed them, man. I keep trying to tell them it's too loud. All right, so let's start over. My apologies. Vic, your pick again. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of this, man. Why do you see the Chiefs beating the 49ers, man?
Well, they just have the best offense in all of football. They have so many pieces, so many small scat backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield, that can run the ball. They got Williams. They used to have Kareem Hunt, but of course, they still have that other guy, the number 10, and they just have so many weapons. They've got a great tight end. They've got pieces all over the board, and then they got a quarterback that can throw on the run the ball, and just has a great vision. And I think that they have the offense to win it all. But the defense of the Niners, they're poised to maybe do something that the Giants did against Raiders a while back.
Wow.
I think that their front four and those front four and that other three that rotate in can actually be those 7 defensive tackles and ends can really cause chaos. Can Mahomes handle the pressure? We're going to find out.
Nicely said. Coop?
I want to see the Chiefs because they haven't won forever. But if I was that 49ers defense ain't no joke. But I got a news flash for you. Garoppolo has not had a great year. He be throwing 5 passes a game. They run the ball and play defense. So don't get fooled like he's a great quarterback. He hasn't proven that. He don't throw enough passes a game. He's a true game manager.
Yeah,
he's a true game. If you watch their offense, they do reverses. It's not. I mean, Cousins is better than Garoppolo at this point. He put up stats. Garoppolo don't put up nothing. Garoppolo just got a great running game and a good defense. Because the Vikings forever, baby.
Man, but talking about the Niners and the Chiefs.
It's kind of hard, and then see the Niners can get after you without blitz. They blitz some, but their front four is so good they get at you with a butt. Mahomes is very mobile, and he makes plays on the run. And like you say, he looks down the field when he's running, and he has Hill. Nobody can cover Hill 1-on-1. It's a lot of weapons out there, man. I think the Chiefs could beat them. They got a lot of weapons, man. They got a lot of weapons.
They got too many big plays, man. They're one play away from scoring it every time they get line up.
Mm-hmm. With him alone.
Yeah,
because he draws a lot of attention.
Hey,
he goes in motion, the defense follow him. He go deep, they follow. He opens it up for everybody. Then they got a great tight end.
But 49ers
they got a great running game is decent. Running game could be better.
Yeah,
because McCoy's okay. I don't think he is what he used to be, or I don't know if they just giving him the ball enough or whatever that is. They got a decent running game, but their passing attack, I don't know if the Niners can handle them. The only chance the Niners have is if they can really get to the quarterback. But he's so mobile, it's hard for me to see it, man. So
Damian Williams,
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Right. Dude, Damian Williams has kind of been that red zone type of guy. Tyreek Hill's all over the place. You see him getting reverses. They just want to give him the ball. He is dangerous. He is quick. He is bad. Mahomes, he's everything. I don't see any weaknesses or any holes in this guy's game, man. He's just a complete quarterback. I don't see any weaknesses, man. 49ers, I don't know if they, what kind of pixie dust they, the weed is legal out there. So I don't know if Shanahan is, I don't know. CBD, I don't know. The 49ers are the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. News flash. The 49ers are the real deal. They just been out dominating, man. I have seen the Chiefs lose with this type of team last year. I watched them. I think they could be beat. I just think the defense, it depends on whose defense is better. Because the 49ers are gonna score. Can the Chiefs stop? It was kind of the same scenario as the Tennessee Titans and Chiefs last week. Which defense would be better? I think, and I'm going to go against the grain, man. I'm going to pick the 49ers in this one. I just think that the 49ers are destined to get a win. I would like to see Andy Reid take one, but if I pick the Chiefs, man, I'd be fooling myself. So I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think the defense is the X factor in this game. I think the defense makes the difference. I think
it does too.
Yep. So we're there.
I tell you what, if they can run the ball, if the 49ers can run the ball,
they're going to run the
ball. Whatever his name is,
going to run.
If they can do that, then yeah, I don't think the Chiefs can get them.
Fall behind with them, God bless them, because they can run the ball. They can put up 300 fucking yards if they want to run the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
If they get the run going, that's it.
Yep.
They won't be
that's
coming
it. They
back.
get the run going.
They won't be coming back with a victory on them late in the second half if the Niners can get a good lead on them in the second half. With that defense, it's going to be a problem because they're going to run the ball.
Yep.
And they're not going to be stopped. They have multiple running backs and they have a great offensive line. Yep. That's why Garoppolo's been a great game manager, because he has a great offensive line. He doesn't have to throw the ball as much. He's got weapons on offense to get the ball to and facilitate. He doesn't have to be the reason why they win or lose a game. So,
they got everything going for them.
Expect Deebo Samuel to have a great game, and of course Kittle's gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be that safety valve. It's gonna be. I think these teams are perfectly matched up. I think matchups make games, as we all know.
We know the Niners have a better defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, by far they got a better defense.
That's gonna be the problem.
Shout out Richard Sherman, man. Shout out Richard Sherman.
Bosa, shout out Williams. Shout out those boys up front. They have a great core. We're gonna see what they do.
Yep. Armstead, Warner, Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a great game, guys. So we're set. We'll probably be talking next week on this. Shout out to Chad. Unfortunately, he was unable to continue with too much noise, man. I'm trying to let him know. I want to thank everyone for coming out.
Too much distortion.
Check us out. Replay. We're on Twitter. We're on Periscope. We're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook. And also check the playback on other sites, Tune FM. Also iTunes, Spotify, and all the other music and podcast sites. Again, this is Pickem. Also join us next year where Pickem goes into full gear. Pickem XL starting next year. We're going to start early preseason. We'll probably start our first podcast right after the preseason and see what we have. Real quick, just to, Cap, we got Giants new head coach, Ron Rivera, and with the Redskins. I think Rivera's going to do real good for that team down there, man. I think Rivera is perfect fit for that job.
I don't think they have a chance. I think they're just always going to be mediocre until they change the front office and start really spending some money like they used to do in the early 90s and secure a line and a quarterback. And they're so far away from being what they used to be. I just don't see Rivera coming in and doing any enchilada change to their team at all.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
I think that they're
going to take a while.
They got to give him a 5 year.
They're not going to win 9 games. They're not going to win 8 games. And they're going to
give him 3 years.
I'll give him 3 years, and I'll give him a less than 500 record in the NFC East. They're not going to do anything. The Giants are coming. Philly's still going to be there, and you still got the Cowboys.
Kim McCartney. Right.
All 3 of those teams have potential to win Super Bowls in the next 5 years. I don't see Washington being much of a threat. He'll be out of there in 3 seasons or less.
Can McCartney survive with Jerry Jones? That is the question.
No, he cannot. He likes to run the team. He likes to be the one picking the players, making the drafts. They both like control. You got one control freak up top, and then you got another one on the field that's not going to mesh. McCarthy is a little outdated. Even Rodgers said that the offense he was running was a little prehistoric. That was the clash they were having in Green Bay towards the end with McCarthy and Rodgers. I just don't see it happening. Dak is not the quarterback that McCarthy needs. He needs an Aaron Rodgers type quarterback, a Breeze type quarterback to be efficient with the type of offense he's going to run. It's going to be another disaster.
Yeah.
And Philly will win the game.
Overrated. Great. Dak Prescott is overrated.
Overrated.
Very overrated. I mean, they've had so many bums in there that, the first one that shows a little bit of promise, they want to put the whole franchise on.
Ride him. And now he's starting to expose himself, so
yeah,
it's over.
Big time. Poor Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, he won't get a ring there.
Nope. So, Coop, VI, has been a great pleasure, man, joining you guys for another season.
No doubt.
Hopefully we'll be able to have a little bit more of these. We will next year. We got big plans. We're going to take this podcast in another direction and actually be put on more platforms so people can check it out. If you would like to be a special guest or maybe a call-in, we'll be having that feature as well. You could possibly call in during the live streams and, give your opinions kind of on the whole deal. It's all about the football, guys. We love football. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to the league. I think this year the playoffs, the first week, the week, I think that the second round, man, it was horrible. It was horrible. But, matchups make the games, and I'm not going to complain there. But I see you guys for the Super Bowl next week. We'll be doing our pre-podcast before the show. Once again, this is Pickem Super Bowl edition. I'm DJ Wabadi. I'm joined by Kareem V.I. Williams, Kareem, a.k.a. Coop, and Chad in the air tunnel for a few minutes. Until next week, thank you for watching Pickem. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Peace.